Hello again. Last week we sent out a video about hidden impairments at work and what that could mean for you. We didn't get a lot of responses by our LinkedIn page, but we got quite some emails regarding these issues about people or from people who didn't want to share their experiences online because of most of them were scared to be recognized by name and repercussions from companies they used to work with. There was one guy we talked to and we visited actually. He wanted to share his story. In the beginning, he was quite reluctant to do that via video, but after a while, when we convinced him that we could make him unrecognizable with voice and his face, he agreed to create this video. It's frankly quite an unbelievable story, and I couldn't believe that in this day and time, these kind of practices still happen.
After watching the recruiter's review video last week, I contacted the team there to share my personal story with them. They were quite shocked to hear about this and they felt that it needed to be made public. So initially I wasn't too happy with sharing the story with them, but met up with the guys for a cup of coffee and they seemed genuine. I felt comfortable talking to them, so I thought, yeah, okay, I don't mind doing this. So I was suffering with a health condition. Rather than going into the detail of things, I'm just going to say that it was a condition that would be considered as a disability. But if you were to look at me, you wouldn't really see that this is a disability that it wasn't physical as such. Um, but, it does impact on certain things, my day-to-day sort of routines. Um, yeah, so coming back to the point, so I was working for a company for just under a year. Um, and I successfully completed a 3 month probation period. Now, you have to understand that as a company, I was working for the company less than a year. You don't really have certain rights as long legally. If it was a case that I was working there for just over a year, then I would have more rights. So this is an important fact to note down on this point. So within that time of being there, I set up a number of different initiatives, processes. Um, I shared with them some ideas which to me, they felt as if they were very happy with, and they gave me all the encouragement to say, yes, let's go with this. So, for me, I thought that everything was going well. Although on the side of things, my health was still an impact. So, not to take advantage, I thought maybe it might be wise to actually speak to the HR manager about this, which I did. And unfortunately, I believe that this is what backfired on me. Um, it didn't happen straight away. I was actually in hospital for treatment, and which they were aware of. And while I was in hospital, they decided to give me a call and say to me that we need to have an appointment to see you when you get back. So, and everything was very informal with the company, but they made it as if it was quite formal, which you know was a bit unusual for the situation, especially when they knew that I was in hospital for some treatment. So I thought, okay, fine, I'll deal with it when I get back in the office. So got to the office. Immediately they took me into the meeting room. They had a couple of people there. The HR manager obviously was there. The director, manager, and someone who was supposed to be representing or from my side of things. Um, and they mentioned to me that I released a form which had had a field on there which wasn't working correctly, and this is a major impact to them. And obviously, to me, this was just an excuse for them to get get me out of the company. Um, and I was quite shocked at the time to hear this, and I said to them that actually, in my defense, if you think that this is a major impact to you, I don't consider it as a major impact. Um, just a month prior to this, a new release was set up, and the website was down for over 4 days. To me, that has more of an impact to the business. The director came back and she said to me, "Don't you tell me how to run my business." And I was thinking, okay, they're not going to listen to reason at all. So soon afterwards, they escorted me off the premises. I wasn't able to pick up my belongings or even say goodbye to my colleagues that I've known for nearly a year. Um, they just walked me or escorted me off the premises as if I was a criminal, which, doesn't make anyone feel good, especially when they haven't done anything wrong. So they effectively terminated my contract. They gave me a small severance pay. And within that, they said, if anything ever comes out, they will come back to me with a ton of bricks. So, that's the reason why I wasn't really too happy mentioning anything here. And after that point, I was out of work. My illness, my health deteriorated slightly. But, from my side of things, that I never wanted to be in a situation like this again. Obviously, I have bills to pay. I've got to live. I've got to, move forward. So I felt that, even if another company wouldn't be the same as this, if I had to take time out to have appointments or to go to the hospital for any treatment, they may consider that I'm not putting my full attention to the company or putting my 100% in. And this is not what I wanted to be in any form of situation again. So I decided that I was going to go contracting instead. And I think that this has probably been, a good sort of decision that I've made. So thank you for listening to this video, and hope it helps you. And well, hopefully nothing like this happens in your situation as well. But if it does, then share it with the guys because they're very good. Thank you. Bye bye.
We are really curious about your opinion, especially recruitment agencies, if they ever dealt with this and how they dealt with it. So please leave a comment below here on LinkedIn, or go to our blog page to open a conversation. And well, thank you for watching. Bye.